Welcome to my podcast. Today's episode, Scaling Intelligence Without Scaling Headcount, a Solo Founder's Playbook. Imagine the specific kind of exhaustion that comes with being a solo founder. It's not just the physical tiredness of wearing every single hat in the company. From coding and sales to customer support and even janitorial duties. It's the deep cognitive exhaustion of trying to hold an entire company's intellectual capital inside your head. Every decision, every customer interaction, every technical workaround is a fleeting thought, easily lost in the chaos of the day. For years, the solution to this problem seemed simple but was deeply flawed. Hire more people. As a company grows, it accumulates knowledge. Documentation gets written, emails get archived, support tickets get filed. But for the solo operator, the barrier to capturing that knowledge is often too high. The result? A precarious existence where stepping away means the business essentially pauses. Now, a quiet technological shift is changing the game for independent founders. We're seeing a surge in the adoption of retrieval-augmented generation pipelines, or RAG. This isn't just a buzzword for back-end engineers anymore. It's becoming a strategic imperative for the one-person company. So why are solo founders, often cash-strapped and time-poor, dipping into the complex world of vector databases and embedding models? The answer lies in the promise of autonomy. By implementing RAG pipelines, a solo founder is effectively building a digital second brain for their business. A system that retains knowledge, answers questions instantly, and scales their capabilities without needing a single additional employee. To understand RAG's appeal, we need to look at the bottleneck it solves. In a traditional startup, knowledge is siloed. It lives in the founder's brain, in messy Notion pages, in random Google Drive folders, or in the heads of early employees who've moved on. For a solo founder, this creates a massive liability. When you're the only person who understands your product's nuances, you become the single point of failure. If you get sick, burn out, or simply need a vacation, the business grinds to a halt. You can't delegate effectively because you haven't documented how to handle the complex tasks you manage. Many solo founders try to solve this by writing documentation. But traditional documentation is static. It's often outdated, hard to navigate, and requires a huge time investment to maintain. It answers questions you already know to ask, but it rarely helps you discover what you don't know. This is where the limitation of large language models, or LLMs, becomes clear. If you ask a generic AI like ChatGPT or Claude how to fix a specific bug in your proprietary software or handle a legal nuance in your contract, the model will likely hallucinate. It doesn't know your data. It doesn't know your history. It gives you a confident but wrong answer. RAG pipelines address this by bridging the gap between a general-purpose AI and a company-specific knowledge base. They allow the founder to feed internal documents, past code bases, support logs, and strategy documents into a system. When a question comes in, the pipeline doesn't guess. It searches the founder's actual data, retrieves the relevant context, and feeds it back to the AI to generate a precise answer. The narrative around RAG is often technical, focusing on vector embeddings and cosine similarity. But from a solo founder's perspective, it's much more practical. It's about trust and accuracy. Imagine you're a solo founder handling customer support. A customer asks a highly technical question about a feature you haven't touched in 6 months. In the old world, you'd spend 20 minutes digging through old emails or code comments, or admit you don't know. Neither option is great for customer satisfaction. With a RAG pipeline, the interaction changes. The pipeline acts as a sophisticated search engine for your brain. It ingests your knowledge base, whether that's a massive PDF manual or a collection of Slack conversations, and structures it so it can be queried effectively. The pipeline aspect is crucial. It implies a process: ingestion, processing, and retrieval. The pipeline ingests new documents automatically. As soon as you upload a new policy or fix a bug, it processes it. When a user asks a question, the pipeline retrieves the most relevant information and presents it in a context-aware response. This shift moves the founder from being a human FAQ bot to a system administrator. The AI handles retrieval and synthesis, freeing the founder to focus on high-level strategy and relationship building. The result is accuracy impossible with a standard LLM prompt because the AI relies on your company's facts, not its training data. You might wonder if building a RAG pipeline is feasible for a solo founder with limited technical resources. The short answer is yes, and the tools available today make it significantly easier than just 2 years ago. The motivation to build this infrastructure is driven by the desire to scale without scaling up. As a solo founder, your time is your most expensive asset. Every hour spent manually answering the same question for 3 different customers is an hour not spent building your product or acquiring users. Implementing a RAG pipeline is an investment in infrastructure. It's creating a living system that learns from your interactions. If a customer asks about an issue and the AI provides a helpful answer, that interaction gets recorded and used to make the system smarter over time. This autonomy is what appeals to the modern independent operator. They're no longer content to be the bottleneck. They're building systems that operate 24/7, understanding their business context in a way a human support agent could never match, because the AI has access to the entire history of the company's operations. Furthermore, the pipeline provides a unique competitive advantage. In a market saturated with generic AI tools, having a custom-branded AI that answers questions based on your specific product creates a frictionless customer experience. It makes the customer feel understood and supported, which is the ultimate goal of any business. The most tangible benefit is transforming customer support operations. For a solo founder, support is often the only direct line to the market, how you validate your product and refine your messaging. Before RAG, every support ticket was a heavy lift. You'd read the ticket, understand the context, search your memory, formulate a response, and send it back. It was slow and prone to error. With RAG, the process becomes automated. The pipeline scans thousands of tickets to find the best answer to a new query. It doesn't just look for keywords. It understands the semantic meaning of the question. Consider a new feature launch. In the past, you'd spend days explaining the feature to every customer who asked. With RAG, the AI answers instantly based on launch documentation and FAQs. You step back and watch the AI handle the volume, ensuring no customer feels ignored. This efficiency lets you handle a much larger customer base. The one founder, 10 customers model shifts to one founder, thousands of customers. Support quality remains high because the AI retrieves accurate information, but speed is instant. Ultimately, adopting RAG pipelines changes the narrative between business and customer. It moves the relationship from transactional to partnership. When a customer asks a complex question and you answer immediately, referencing specific details from their history with your company, it builds immense trust. It signals sophistication, organization, and attentiveness. The technology allows a level of personalization previously impossible at scale. The AI can reference a customer's specific use case, order history, or past support tickets to tailor responses. It makes the customer feel seen. This is the hidden value. It's not just about storing data. It's about curating an experience. It lets the solo founder deliver a premium, enterprise-grade experience to every user, regardless of their operation size. As we look at the AI landscape, the trend is clearly moving toward decentralization. Companies realize they can't rely on public APIs for sensitive or proprietary information. The cost of API calls, latency, and privacy concerns make on-premise or private solutions necessary. RAG pipelines represent the future of this decentralization for smaller players. They allow solo founders to own their AI, controlling the data, the retrieval logic, and the output. This ownership is empowering, creates a flywheel effect. As you use the system more, it becomes smarter. As it becomes smarter, you use it more. Business intelligence embeds into the software, creating a moat competitors can't easily replicate. The shift toward RAG pipelines isn't a fad. It's a necessary evolution for anyone operating in the information economy. For the solo founder, it's the bridge between a lifestyle business and a scalable enterprise. You don't need to be a machine learning expert to start. Open source tools and no-code platforms make building a functional RAG pipeline possible in a weekend. The key is to start small. Take your most frequently asked questions. Take your internal documentation, feed them into a system. The goal isn't just to automate tasks. It's to capture the collective intelligence of your business. It's about ensuring the value you create doesn't disappear when you step away from your desk. By adopting RAG pipelines today, you're not just building a software tool. You're building a resilient, intelligent organization that can grow, learn, and serve its customers, all while you focus on the vision that started it all. The technology is here, the tools are accessible, and the time to act is now. Thanks for listening to my podcast. Visit gladlabs.io for more episodes, articles, and insights. See you next time.